Jonathan Bush. Sorry, you're next.
All right. I don't know if this ends well. Thank you very much. I'm in awe of what you guys have to take on, the scope, the swath of responsibility that you have. No matter how many 22-year-olds you guys get working for you, it just seems like a huge amount to keep track of, especially given the complexity of stuff like healthcare. I guess I'll focus my comments on that which isn't in the room, because what will, if it's allowed by what's in this room to happen, that which will make healthcare better, are the things that are not in this room. The entrepreneurs who are not innovating in healthcare today, the patients who are not participating in healthcare today because they don't think it's for them. It's some sort of weird Oldsmobile with fins on the back that we don't relate to.
Hey, we do like Oldsmobile.
We like them, I know. God bless them. Well, you own them now, I guess, so we're all supposed to like them. So what I would sort of draw your attention to is I got a long list of these non-participants, the not yet what, $2.2 billion, all the venture capital combined going into any disruptive technology in healthcare last year? That's valet tips at the Rayburn building. That's nothing, right? The High Tech Act was $30 billion, giving money to doctors to buy technology. So basically all of it was, built when Flock of Seagulls were on the charts. I mean, this is old stuff, and no one's going in to build new stuff. Relatively speaking, no one. Ann went in and almost got crushed, frankly, in a wanton way that scared everyone, made me ill watching 23andMe from a distance. I had entrepreneurs that were actually working on a business plan, Stephanie right there. And when she watched it, got crushed, said, screw it, I'm going to stay safe and stay at Athena, right? There goes, how many jobs do new ventures create that mature companies, compared to mature companies per job? You got 62 million patients that we know about. We have 56 million patients in AthenaNet across all our customers, 52,000 doctors doing their scut work, their billing and their coding and their medical records. We got 85% of the Medicare lives refusing, just not doing their fully paid Medicare wellness visit. Just not that into it, thanks very much. They're conscientious objectors in the current system. So you have patients non-participating and you have entrepreneurs non-participating. And I will say there's two fundamental reasons why. One is the things that make it work are surprisingly illegal. With the best of intentions, you guys have made things that work in every other industry illegal. When you walk up to a bank machine, you can be drunk and in the wrong country and still get your money out and have your bank balance reconciled. And you're like, oh, $3, But it was a miracle. It was worth $3. Right? And what happened was the bank that had the information went to the bank that needed to trade and said, I'll give you this patient's information, whatever you need, what I just got off the card, and you give me $3. And then the bank will either charge you or if you have a high balance, maybe they'll eat it, right? If that happened between a doctor and a hospital in the U.S. today, it would be anti-kickback. It's a prison crime for that type of supply chain partnership. Stockbroker works with a mortgage underwriter works with a mortgage originator. A stockbroker works with a custody agent. There are kickbacks going on all throughout healthcare, throughout society, except in healthcare, where all the systems are interoperable, which means a federal committee came up with some definition of the little dits and dots that you're supposed to have to pass the test. By the way, all remotes are interoperable today. According to the that's why all of you only have one remote in front of your TV. If you spent 6 hours with your remote, you could get your Sanyo to work with your Mitsubishi because it's required to be interoperable. Similarly, you have all these interoperable EMRs, and nobody is interoperating because the business incentive, the ability to say, well, actually, I don't care about those federal things that are in the continuum of care document. What I need to know is if she's claustrophobic, because I need to know whether I'm going to give her the open donut magnet or the closed donut magnet when she comes in for her x-ray or her MRI. That's not part of the message. And I can't pay somebody, or at least reimburse them, the extra effort to make that exchange. It's not a one side of the aisle thing or another. It started with the Bush administration, who created a loophole which said hospitals are allowed to buy doctors their EMRs for them, pay 85%. They're thinking EMR, it's a noun. It's a thing that you buy with a box and you like boot it up, which is so not a word in my generation. But anyway, so all these hospitals go out trying to get the doctors to take on the EMR. Then the next administration comes in and says, we're going to do you one better. We're going to give you $30 billion to buy these things that you've already looked at 3 times. The hospital offered you them for free, and you still didn't buy them. And then we're going to cut your pay if you don't buy these pieces of crap that don't talk to each other, right? And now everybody's gone and done it, and they still don't talk to each other, so now the government's taking away all the penalties and just giving out the bonuses anyway. This is actually happening. It's like an Orwell novel. It's real. So if you took away some of those obvious blocks to business exchange, to supply chain partnership that happen in other industries, and regulate it and be careful, et cetera, I think you'd get a lot of movement. I think you'd get a lot more movement. Lots and lots of entrepreneurs. You know, the church isn't what it was when we were kids. The army's too hard to join. It's too specialized. Even protesting appears to be specialized. We're looking for something important to do with all of our nurturing that we've gotten. And going in and building businesses in healthcare is really appealing. Right? But first of all, the obvious business models that would work in every other industry are structurally illegal, which could be fixed. And then the second thing, which is really hard to fix, is there is a culture of wanton, random regulation and deregulation. It is so scary and so upsetting. It is soul-crushing. So what happened at 23andMe? I'll give you an example from our company. We put 200,000 hours of the best and brightest people we've got to make sure that every single one of our 52,000 doctors would be ready to be ICD-10 compliant. ICD-10 is the new diagnosis codes that we were told absolutely categorically every doctor had to use, no exceptions, on whatever it was, April 1st or something like that, 2014. Tavener got up at the big IT convention in February, absolutely no excuses. And on April Fool's Day, we got a letter, nope, just kidding, maybe next year. And so fine, 200,000, 30 million bucks, whatever it cost me, I don't know, to do that. And I'm public and it's growing, we're making money, so we're annoyed. But those kids who just poured pizza parties all night, weekends, and then just randomly pulling it, same thing happened. We got permission from the national coordinator to let doctors receiving information pay some of the EMR costs of the doctor who had the information. Said it was okay, spent 3 years repricing our medical records service so that it was paid for by the order, so that there was a per order charge for the receiver. And at the last, no, not at the last minute, a year after they said we could do it, after we switched all our pricing to all of our customers, they said, no, you can't. And again, we're big, we're public, we can afford it, we can laugh about it. I can even show up at one of these things and rant about it, which is, I'm already feeling better. But, yeah, bless you. But, wow, what I'm thinking about is all the entrepreneurs who aren't going to go do it, all the patients who aren't going to play. And we're going to pay for them anyway, but they're just not going to get their pap smear because 35% of the time the result's going to be lost. So why bother, right? That's the thing you guys got to be aware of. These are great institutions, right? I mean, everybody knows IBM. Everybody trusts them. Cleveland Clinic, I mean, these are great places. But they are, and all the big cancer centers, but they are, the Diabetes Association, these are a very, very, very small part of the potential energy interested in healthcare. They are the elites that we already know and trust, and they're great, and there's nothing wrong with them. But it is the disruptors that you guys need to allow in. Just allow them in. Don't fund them. Don't have CMMI sort of bless them. Just allow them. That's probably too much already, so I'll stop right there.